which is a whole nother issue in itself because it is Lego acquired Bricklink. Lego is worldwide. Can you not buy Lego in just about every country? This is News on a Tuesday, the July 6th version, and we've got a few different things today that I want to chit-chat about and discuss and break down just a teeny weensy bit and just kind of give you some info, keep you in the loop so you guys know what's going on. First off, Seinfeld. Hello, Seinfeld. Welcome to the club of the Lego ideas. Brett Waller. Another set. He did the Ecto 1 a while ago, a long time ago. And now we have another set of his, the Seinfeld set. And this thing, I will tell you what, guys. Here's some details on it, okay? You're getting your minifigs in this. There will be a review coming on this next week when I'm able to share that information with you, as I have it currently built, recorded, ready to go, to give you all the ins and outs and all the little Easter eggs that you're going to probably end up finding in there, especially if you're a giant Seinfeld fan like myself. So one of the things here with this set, it's only an $80 price tag, 80 bucks, 80 euros, 70 pounds. That's pretty cheap. It's going to be available July 21st. So here in a few weeks for VIP members. And then after that, it'll hit regular retail on the 1st of August. So that's a big deal. If I'm not, if this is something you are interested in because it's Seinfeld or you like the Friends stuff, you'll like something like this, right? I mean, it's kind of like a set theme that's going on. It's Jerry's apartment, right? It has 1,300 pieces, just over 1,300 pieces. So if you think about that, 5 pretty good minifigs from what the pictures look like, and then you've got 1,300 pieces. It's only 80 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. And I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want somebody to get mad at me. But that is coming, and I will tell you, it's going to be I can see the Seinfeld faithful coming out of the closet. On my personal time, it's always my personal time. On my personal social medias, I follow a few different Seinfeld Facebook pages, Twitter pages, Instagram, all that, different accounts and stuff like that have different things on there. And the insanity of those folks right now after this announcement is just gone through the roof. Once they've realized it made it into submission to being produced as a set, it has just gone crazy. So I know there are going to be massive amounts of fans out there that are going to be going after this like day one. They might not realize you have to be a VIP member, or maybe they're not really into Lego. They just like the Seinfeld stuff. But either way, this is definitely going to be something that I think does fairly well. So that's the first topic I wanted to talk about today. Another one that I wanted to talk about, we're talking about more sets, obviously, because this is Lego, but superheroes. There are a few new superheroes, Marvel, stuff that is coming out soon. It's coming out August 1st for everybody. So you're able to get it then. I know some people that I have talked to have already gotten, copies and stuff like that, early release copies or whatever. I think April B maybe even got one. However, with that in mind, these are up for pre-order. There are 2 of them here. The first one is Bro Thor's New Asgard. It has 265 pieces. That is up for pre-order. You can get it. Just go check it out. Click on your pre-order and go buy that puppy. The other one is Captain Carter and the Hydra Stomper from the What If line. These look pretty cool. I really like the Infinity Saga one with Bro Thor's New Asgard. That looks pretty neat. Not a big Marvel person, like I told y'all. I don't know enough of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just don't. But I am intrigued by this, especially because it is kind of a smaller set. It's only 265 pieces. The other one that I was talking about is 343 pieces and has a few different minifigs in it as well. So there's a lot of stuff here that is interesting. And here's what I love. I love that Lego is continuing to do this pre-order thing. I'm a newer collector of certain action figures reissued versions from things that I liked as a child. My TMNT and Ghostbusters, right? Giant Ghostbusters fanatic here. So a lot of the time in that realm, there are pre-order things. There's things that you can get. You might be waiting 6 months for it, but you're going to eventually get it off of the pre-order. I love that Lego is doing this. I don't think these are going to be sets that are going to be difficult to find. These are not a D2C set, a direct-to-consumer set, right? These are things that you are going to find on Target shelves, on Walmart shelves, on Smith shelves, on any big box that you really go to. You're going to be able to find these. So it shouldn't be an issue. Now, you want to pre-order, you just want to get it, and you don't have to fight. And when it, becomes available on the first and it ships out and it comes to you and you're done. You don't have to wait and go on and do it then. So I like the idea that they do that. I hope moving forward they do more of that. And I've said it before, time and time again. I hope they do it more often with bigger sets so that somebody can have an opportunity to pick up that set that they've really, really wanted, or they've really been watching to wait and see when it's coming out and stuff like that. And once pre-order hits, then Then your stock levels, you already know, okay, if I made 1 million of these, I don't know whether that's realistic or not, a realistic number, but let's say you made 1 million of this one set, whatever it is, you name the set, and you have pre-order go up and you get, I don't know, 1,200,000. Well, then oh crap, we've got some work to do. Now, I think Lego probably always estimates above, like most companies do, I would imagine, especially a massive company such as Lego. We're not talking like a mom and pop shop or something like that. But the pre-order thing just makes life easier for a consumer. It makes life easier for the retailer because they know, okay, I know right now I have this many people that want to buy this or have bought it. They've paid their money. And same with like video game stuff. That's why they tell you pre-order video games. You put a deposit. Like if you're paying let's say it's $100 and you pay $10 on the game, the day it comes, it's yours. It's a pre-ordered copy. So they know instead of, they only have so much room for inventory and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. I like the idea of the pre-order stuff. And these sets actually look really neat. Again, I don't know enough about the Marvel universe, but I'm intrigued by these plus the minifigures. I'm definitely in for. So one of the other big things that I wanted to talk about, and then I've got a tiny little tidbit to add on at the end here, but let's talk about the Bricklink Designer Program. The debacle that ensued after the crowdfunding round 1 rolled out last week. It was something that I anticipated was going to turn into what it did, where there was a lot of mudslinging from fans, from just general Lego people, to just absolute chaos. A lot of people were unhappy that they couldn't get a set. I got nothing. I was not able to get in on any pre-orders. By the time I had realized what time it was, because I wasn't paying that much of attention to it. If something was available, I would have, you know what? Hey, I would have done one of the two that I wanted. I would have done it. But it was about an hour into the pre-order, and that stuff was already gone within minutes. I think the castle and there was another one. It was gone within minutes. And you had some other things that hung around there for a while. You had the bird. I can't remember the name of the bird. You had that bird that hung around for a while. Bionicle hung around for a while, and Bionicle didn't make it through, which is shocking. And I know Bricks O'Brien had put out on social media that Bionicle fans can't complain ever again. They had an opportunity at something and they didn't jump on it. And another point of contention, which I'll talk about more here in a second, was price of things. So back to the initial debacle of this, it rolled out. They were only taking 5,000 pre-orders. If it met its goal, it met its goal, and you're going to get one. And the price for the castle was pretty good. if I'm not mistaken. Bionicle, I think, was $120, which, whew. Now, we had a discussion about this. A few of us had a discussion about this, and it's larger than what it looks like. But at the end of the day, I'm like, holy cow, $120. Anyway, so I find it interesting that you have something that I love this designer program. I really do. But there were what? There were 7 entries, 8 entries. The next round and the round after that, you're going to have a lot more. There's going to be a lot more than aren't chosen. And tomorrow, I don't know when you're hearing this, but the Wednesday, July 7th, is when they are going to have a roundtable with Bricklink, fan media, such as myself. I'm not in it, but they're going to have a roundtable, and they're going to get some information to disseminate to all of you. Because I know Bricklink got hammered on social media. I know they got a crap ton of emails. I know there were a bunch of angry folks all over the world. And not even all over the world, because in some countries, they couldn't even partake in it, which is a whole nother issue in itself. Because it is Lego acquired Bricklink. Lego is worldwide. Can you not buy Lego in just about every country? I know there are countries you probably can't, but this Bricklink stuff was very much not the same amount of countries, if I'm not mistaken, that Lego already serves. So it seems a little odd to me that you limited it to a certain set number of countries. You limited it to only 5,000 sets. That's not, in my opinion, that's not okay. You're creating a product. You should be able to meet that demand of the consumer, because if you don't, this is what happens. And if they wanted to say, this is going to be exclusive only, and they're going to be individually numbered, then you have a point. Then you have a foot to stand on and say, look, we said they're only individually numbered, making them more, more important, more valuable, more of a collector's type piece. But is that what they're really doing? Because if they're not, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the only 5,000, because if I didn't get one and I was really excited to get one and I don't, I'm going to be pretty ticked off. If I'm speaking from the perspective of the general audience, not so much myself. It happens. I understand that. But somebody that has been waiting on this and supported the project from day one, and then it got rolled over into the designer program, and then it got chosen, and then it qualified to be able to be produced as a set, but you didn't get in on it? That sucks. To say the least, that sucks. And I feel really, really bad for people that really wanted to jump in on something like that and couldn't. Whatever information comes out, I will pass on down to you guys probably next week. Hopefully it is improved. Hopefully it is, because if it's not, you run into a whole nother gauntlet of problems with the fan community, and it doesn't go away. Lego fans adult fans are those people that are going to stand up and scream and yell and kick until they're heard. Lego has changed a lot of things based on feedback from you guys, from the community in general. So if that continues on, things can change. Things can absolutely change. And that's what has to happen. You have to drive that change through being vocal, tactful, respectful. Keep those two things in mind. You don't need to be calling somebody a bleeping moron or something like that on social media. As much as you might want to, you're not going to get the same result. Maybe you're just venting. Take that 24-hour rule, like I tell everybody. Take the 24-hour rule, sit on it. Does it still sound good to say? No? Then you probably shouldn't. Yes? Well, then somebody may look at you in a different light. The prices for these things were varied. I was really shocked to see how expensive and how cheap at the same time some of these sets were. I was really shocked by that. I like the idea that you have a different range as far as price goes for things to offer to people, right? Some people want to spend $300 on a set. Some people want to spend $60. It's nice to have that option. But at day's end, are some of them, like I looked at, the Bionicle, and like I told you, it was a larger set. I think the price point pushed people away. If you stop and think about what comes out from Lego, let's say you are, I think I had this conversation last week. Let's say you are a creator expert collector of the modulars, or maybe just creator expert vehicles or Technic vehicles, stuff that's higher dollar. Or maybe you're into Ninjago like I am and you want to collect a wave. You're looking at about $400 to collect a wave each time, unless it's a smaller wave, obviously. But if it's a standard wave, you're looking at about $400, $450. Mario last year was $600 to collect the wave when it released last year over the summer, the very first wave. So you're juggling, I want this, I want this, I want this. Crap, I already spent my allotted money for this month on XYZ. This program comes out. I didn't even get a shot at it. And even if I did, let's say you did get a shot at the Bionicle, $120, you're like, I don't have that much. And what is wrong? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where the pricing came from with this. I'm sure that is going to come up. I will say this. The more transparent that Bricklink/Lego is about this entire process, the better things will turn out. If you're trying to hide ghosts and skeletons in your closet, it's going to get ugly. And if they thought it was ugly already, it's bound to get a whole lot worse, because you are really going to have a lot of pissed off people really come out. They were agitated, pissed off, ticked off. Now you're talking about adding a whole nother layer of pistivity onto it for them to push out that anger, frustration, even more so. And another point of contention is the scalpers. Everybody hates scalpers. And I'm going to use the word hate very emphatically. Scalpers are crap for any collector, for any buyer. And the minute that those pre-order things were done for those sets, they were already listed for well over $1,000. If you're talking about the castle, especially, well over $1,000. I saw $1,300 for one on eBay. $1,300. I can't believe it, but I just could not wrap my brain around that. And I know there's going to be somebody that will probably end up paying that. And I hope you don't. I'm hopeful that Lego and Bricklink figure a way to make this right, make it better, so that people aren't giving in to scalpers. If there's enough product available, you don't give in to scalpers. You just don't. Because then your people are able to buy directly from you, and the person that was able to manage to get one of the 5,000 has no value in it anymore other than what its worth is. Like its actual retail value, maybe 10% markup, something like that, 20%. But hundreds of percent, that's just mind-boggling. It blows my mind that happens. And it does. It happens in the action figure realm. It happens in the toy realm in general. And Lego is a toy, I know. But it just sucks. And I feel bad for somebody that is really wanting something like that. We're not talking like a modular from the very first, 2011, 2010, 2000, I don't know, whenever the first modular came out. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about paying $600 for a modular from 10 years ago, which maybe even more now. We're talking about something that hasn't even released yet and is already, 400% above retail value already? Which it's crap. It's really crap. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse with that. I heard the frustration and I felt the tension in the community afterwards. The Bionicle folks, I feel bad for you for a number of reasons. You either A, didn't have people show up, or B, it was the price, or it's a combination of the two. I feel bad for those of you that wanted one of the bigger sets, the high demand sets, that didn't even get a shot at it. If I'm not mistaken, it was gone within minutes. So something has to get done. I just don't know what. That's not my line. That's not my area of expertise. It's not my it's not my bag to carry. I'm just here hoping that somebody sees what is going on and addresses the problem head on. We've got to fix it. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. Anyway, so hopefully I'll have some more information for you guys moving forward that might make you happier. I'm not, leading into anything. I'm not trying to give you any hope. I'm just saying I'm waiting on information to be able to disseminate. So hopefully things improve. All right, I'll be right back after this quick break. The last thing, these VIP add-on packs that have managed to show their heads, and no one knows anything yet as far as a price or when they're going to be available or how they're going to be available. I find these very interesting. They're just little add-on packs, like different themes. Obviously, the pirate one is going to be massive. You've got all kinds of different pieces that fit into the pirate theme with, you know, your shark, your gems, your different pieces to build up like a ship or cannons or just all kinds of things, flags and skeletons and weaponry and probably gold, all that kind of stuff. It almost reminds me of like the extra bags, you know, XTRA, right? I think that's how they're spelled on the package. That are just little tidbits, little extra pieces that go with like street signs or vegetation or like city stuff like bicycles and signs and just different things like that. I'm hopeful that that is where this is coming from. Now, with it being VIP, I'm sure this is going to show up in the reward center, and that's how it is going to be, you know, bought, you know, and that's how you were going to end up getting it at some point in time. Now, the question becomes, what is the price value for it as far as VIP points? Obviously, you can break VIP points apart and figure out the dollar amount or whatever. So my question moving forward, and I don't have this answer, but my question moving forward is, A, will there be enough? And secondly, on that A, is what is it going to cost in VIP points? Because I'm very curious to know. If we're talking a few hundred points, maybe that's not a big deal. You're talking a few thousand, maybe some people are going to have to reevaluate. And I don't know what the piece count is and stuff like that. That may be a determining factor. Maybe it's like 100. Okay. So if you compare that to a $100 tiny little set, you're talking maybe around $10, something like that US. So that comes into play and you have to figure out, okay, $10 is going to be about this many VIP points. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm hopeful that is the way that it'll go though. That it's not going to be something that has an astronomical price tag through VIP points attached to it. Because if it is, that's insanity. There's just no way. And I understand some of these things are more valuable to some people. You want to create a mock, or you want to deck out your mock, or like your modular or something like that, or something else that you've created. Obviously mock, you know, duh, man. But anything, you want to deck out your sets in a different way or something like that, this can do that. That's kind of what the extra bags did. This is obviously going to be much more and really a lot more exciting, because I just think there's a lot of value in stuff like this in the AFOL community. People clamor for this kind of stuff. This is like somebody going into Bricks and Pieces and ordering 30 pigs. Or 30 goats. There's not 30 pigs or 30 goats. But my point is, it's a way for somebody to be able to get those kind of things in one raw form with other things as well. Because Bricks and Pieces, you have to wait. You got to, sometimes it's not in stock. You know, somebody bought out all the goats. There's all kinds of different things that go into that. The last thing I wanted to touch on today, all of these new things that Lego is doing with pre-orders. And I did a pre-order. I pre-ordered the new pickup truck coming in October. That was when I was having a discussion with April B through Discord, and we were chatting. I don't even remember, obviously, Lego stuff. And then we got somehow on to the topic or whatever. She pulled up the website and she's like, "Oh my God, this is up. This is up for pre-order." No one even knew this was coming. Same with the Ford F-150 Raptor. The Technic one. Nobody knew that was coming. They're up for pre-order. It's super crazy. October. That's a long time away. If you really stop and think about that's a solid 3 months away. That's insane. And again, pre-order stuff, I like. The price on this, I think it was what, $120, $130? Hey, I drove. What it reminds me of is, and I don't know what the model is supposed to be, but this is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a 1950s era Ford pickup. And here's why. So on the back bed, there's a spot for where they have the fence pieces that are stuck in on the side. That is iconic to a Ford truck at that time. Now, it may be some others, but I know for Ford specifically. And the one that I drove was in 1955 when I was in high school, and the job that I was doing, it was nuts. Anyway, the hood looks like it. You know, it was a 3 on the column. You shift on the column. The headlights were on the floor. You tap it with your foot. It was wild. The pedals were round. That was even crazier. I think the clutch and the brake pedal were round. I don't remember the accelerator though. But anyway, I really like the idea that they're doing this, and that set looks wicked awesome for nostalgia reasons, for what it has to offer, all the little tidbits that come with it. I'm game for it. Plus, it's dark red in color. So that's all I've got for news today. This News on a Tues segment. So stay tuned. We have coming up, you guys will get the interview with the newest cast members that were kicked off of Lego Masters US, plus the recap of the show coming, and the Seinfeld stuff is coming next week. So make sure you check that show out. All the information, all the references you need will be in that show. Plus, I'm working on something to be able to get the design team, not just the designer or designers of that set, but the designer, the graphic designer, because there are things that were done in there that I think I have questions. And so I'm in the process of setting that up, and hopefully that will come to you guys sooner rather than later. Lego designers have super busy schedules, and it just turns into chaos, but hopefully that is the case. So I'm out of here. I will talk to you guys next time. And as always, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's bet on it.